Hey everybody, this is Calvin Waite. I trade crypto for a living. I'm not a registered or licensed financial advisor, planner, or broker, so nothing on this channel should be taken as a recommendation to buy or sell. I also trade all of these things, so I probably have a vested interest in there. But there's plenty of entertainment value and lots of education, so this will be awesome. For those of you who didn't know, my subscription channel is live. So look at the link in the description over at cryptoinfluencers.com and you can see how I make all of my trades and what I do and what I think about everything. This channel is for more hypothetical and looking at trends, and the other one is for actual trading, so you might be interested in that. Wow, welcome back to another video with me. What an insane couple of days we have seen. Oh wow, just a lot of changes happening. Anyway, I got my daughter to school and things are moving, so that's awesome. And I hope you guys all had a great weekend. It was very relaxing watching the death and destruction in the markets. Anyway, it's a beautiful morning and we are hopping. Okay, this is Bitcoin. We are zooming in and you can see right away we closed below our lowest support. This thing was kind of the last resort. The only thing that could save this is, you know how I talked to you about how a support can remain in force if we go down below and pop up the very next day. People can consider, a lot of technical traders will consider that as like a glitch or a slip. So that is, we'll have to see how this plays out. But my thoughts are that we probably are breaking down. If I change this a little bit, I'll change this just for the fun of it. If I go like this, oops, didn't want you. There. This is horizontal. Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that's our angle. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people might. I'm not sure. But I think we've broken it. I think we've broken it. So we are looking for probably a little bit more downside on Bitcoin, in my opinion. I just don't think that unless we're doing some kind of Wyckoff distribution or reaccumulation or something like that, sometimes we'll get a little bit of a head fake below our final support and then go. So really, we really aren't trading Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a long-term hold and we just average in as we can. I don't really actively trade Bitcoin unless I'm doing some risky 5x leverage for like a long-term trade. But I'm pretty much, I kind of closed everything that I had open on Bitcoin just because of this action here. So those on the pro channel, I did that before the pro channel existed. So I'm kind of battening the hatches, waiting for a little bit more clarity in the Bitcoin market. Ethereum is a little more clear. So for those of you who just saw, after it was Saturday night that I kind of rushed home. Well, actually it was Friday night and then we missed Saturday for the normal free video on YouTube and crypto influencers. But we did absolutely have a textbook head and shoulders. So I'll just redraw that for you so you can see it. It's right here. Shoulder, neckline, head, neckline, and then the head was on our line. So unbelievable. So our line from back here Oh, sorry, let me zoom in a little more. So our line was started on this support here, and it was kind of the last thing that happened before our big breakdown. And so this move, this created some kind of disturbance in the force. When we came back up, we found it as resistance, which is really establishes this as a very strong indication. And so we went back down, found support off of the first place we found resistance here. So this resistance flipped to support here, and then we wrestled through it and broke through. But when we came back down and we landed on our support from this resistance, so now we've created a double bottom on something that used to be resistance. Things are weakening. We were kind of watching this move up, hoping that, you know, our 50 would sustain us and maybe we could pop out and change the formation of this. But after this drop here, we absolutely confirmed the head and shoulder. We had a close below the neckline. It was picture perfect. So that is when I actually took a short position in Ethereum. I never thought I would. It's not something I would normally short, but being below the 50 and having a head and shoulders, it is pretty textbook. So we are looking to see some downside, and the target on a head and shoulders is the top of the head to the neckline, and then that same distance down. So we are seriously looking at our 200-week moving average as a target. And so some of you might be wondering, oh, well, yeah, I mean, that worked for 2 days, and now we're bouncing back up. No, this is let's just say there's a very much higher than 50% chance that this is a one-day thing, and I'll tell you, there's like many reasons why. So first of all, this line here that's coming down, this was our important thing that we had battled through right here, and let me zoom in a little more. We battled through it right here, and then when we broke it, we actually found the lines as support, because it was support here, and then this was our little dip down and dip up, which does establish this as support. And then as we went up and then broke it, we've had this line is absolutely in play. And where did we find our first resistance? It was on this line. So we are in the yellow zone. We're finding resistance on this line. This is, you know, I guess I can't get too excited. I mean, we have 9 hours left on this candle, but this line is pretty important. So I really think strongly that we will reject off of this line. And the final thing is that you can see how when we had our first hesitation here, I'll even zoom even more. Our first hesitation here, we came down and found it as support using this wick. When this wick interacts with these wicks, the resistance flips to support, and this creates perfect market chart structure. And then this support flipping, or this resistance flipping to support here, and then we came back down and found that same support, breaking it. What's the next thing that happens when you break support? You have to come back and find it as resistance. And this most recent resistance has a range from 1525 up to 1576. So what we're looking for is a dip down. And where did we dip down? Like, this is really textbook, I have to say. Look at our body right here. This body is at 1440. So this is where our fall to support is, which absolutely happened. We're gonna wick up and confirm resistance on these candles here, and then we will continue to fall. So it's just about it's as clear as day. But, you know, you always have to leave that percent chance that it falls apart. But this is, it's following all the rules. We are most likely going to hit this target of 12.56, and I've got a guy, an awesome guy in the YouTube comments named Mr. P, and he was like, why didn't you put your target in? And he's absolutely right. So I actually did put the target in. So I'll exit my short when we hit this target. So it's looking pretty obvious on Ethereum, but as I always say, if there is a perfect trade, that there's a 99% chance that it's going to be absolutely perfect. But that 1%, that if we have that weird black swan 1% event and it wipes you out, you are taking on too much risk. So even with a trade that looks as good as this, you still have to be very careful of position size. We don't go all in on anything. And even the most beautiful setup where this is just picture perfect, we don't go all in. We still keep a good position size that makes sense with our strategy. And usually it's a smaller trade. So in case, I just have to drive that point home. You have to think of trading. I almost think of trading as like HP. It's a video game. We're playing this game, having a good old time, and we're taking risks and having a good time, and we're trying to increase our HP. And so we're trying to increase that all the way through. Well, you don't go launch off a mountain and completely wipe yourself out in one shot. You have to take things in a measured way. So we're doing things strategically and step by step, and we're not going to make a trade that has so much exposure that it completely wipes us out to zero. We're just not going to do that. And so even the perfect trade, we're going to be very careful with. So yeah, so Ethereum absolutely looks like we're going to hit our target, even though we've had a nice 6% day. It's just following the rules. It's unbelievable. Okay, so I haven't changed anything since Saturday. So we've just got a lot of coins in the red zone, and there's probably more because I haven't gone through and changed them. I'll do that tonight on the Pro channel. And but yeah, everything it's very interesting. I mean, as green of a day as we have, it has not, it's not even a drop in the bucket compared to the drops that we've seen. So we're still dealing with plenty of trades that are upside down, and but that's totally fine. I'll tell you what, I love the red zone. This thing is, just get it as red as possible. The reason why is because when we exit the red zone, we're entering trades, right? And we expect everything to go well, but if things fall apart like they have, we love a good red zone. Red zones mean that the 50 is going down. When we have our averages going down, that means our next entry point's getting lower and lower and lower. So if it just so happens that these red zones fall a little bit, and then we exit the red zone, right where we already took a position, then there's no reason to enter another position because we're already in at this level. So there's nothing really exciting about in and out of the red zone when everything's just lateral. But if we're in a red zone and we have a good decline, now we can actually take a new position even lower, and our odds of a higher percent trade are even better. So I am totally fine to be upside down on some of these trades, as long as we get a nice solid red zone and we get even more upside down, because that's when we can enter at an even better place. So then when the market comes back, we go flying back up, we'll break even on this trade, but the one that we snatched down here is the keeper. That's the one that makes us the money. So we just have to deal with a little bit of the pain of being upside down, but having small position sizes makes that much easier, and it's just all part of the formula. It is pretty slick. You guys that are just joining the Pro channel, you're just in for a treat, because this was totally a fake out. Like, I didn't expect this to not. I mean, look how long it's been since we've had a red zone on a lot of these. I mean, we've been in a range, we're like 75% down from our prior ranges. And if this was a fake out down here and we're still going lower, that means the returns are going to be unbelievable. And so you guys that are just entering the pro channel and kind of following along, you'll see where these entrances end up down here. And oh man, it's like you just skip straight to dessert. Anyway, it's been fun. This is going to be a good week. We should enjoy the destruction and all of the insanity that will ensue. But this is part of trading. This is what we live for. Good times. All right, you guys have an awesome day. We'll catch y'all tomorrow. Thanks for making it to the end of my video. Make sure you keep those trades small. Don't force a trade. Don't get impatient. And if you want to see how all this works, please come over and check me out on the subscription channel at cryptoinfluencers.com. Again, the link is in the description.